All right, if everybody can please silence their cell phones, I appreciate it. It being 5 o'clock, the Lafourche Parish Council meeting on December 13, 2016 is hereby called to order. Ms. Carleen, can you please do a roll call?
Yes, sir. Mr. Jones.
Here.
Ms. Posito.
Here.
Mr. Grote.
Here.
Mr. Melvin. Mr. Bourgeois.
Here.
Mr. Perilou.
Here.
Mr. Oden.
Here.
Mr. LaFont.
Here.
Mr. Lorraine.
Here.
And Mr. Cantrell.
Here.
Everybody's here. We're going to, if everybody please stand, we're going to have Councilman Michael Rose invocation, and we have Councilman Otan do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you for everyone gathered here now. Thank you that you know each of us by name and have caused us to walk with you. Come fill our lives with your love, fill our conversations with your grace and truth, fill this meeting with your presence. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to ask a moment of silence for Mr. Dennis who passed away.
Everybody please, can you talk in your mic, Mr. Dennis, so everybody can hear you?
I'd like to have a moment of silence so we can talk about Ms. Denise Hughes and keep her in your prayers. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, before we get started with the meeting, it's our last meeting before Christmas. We will not have the second meeting in December, just as usual. So I'm going to give everybody up here an opportunity to wish everybody Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. So I'd like to start off with the parish president, Mr. Cantrell, if you'd like to tell everybody happy.
At this time, I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's, and I hope that next year brings us a lot more prosperity in Lafourche Parish. And I appreciate everything that y'all do for us and keep public us for everybody. And again, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Councilwoman Posito.
How quickly a year goes by, right? It's that time of year. Merry Christmas to everyone, everyone in the parish as well as beyond. I'd like to take a moment for us to all be grateful for all that we do have. Hasn't been perfect. Our economy hasn't been wonderful, but it could have been a lot worse. So we take some time to be grateful for all that we have and definitely be better. Thank you.
Councilman Grove.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Wish everybody a blessed holiday season. Keep your family safe.
Councilman Jones.
Remember, Jesus is the reason for this season. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's from the Jones family. Thank you.
Ms. Carleen.
From my house to yours, I wish everyone a very blessed Christmas and a Happy New Year. Please remember our troops here and abroad. And remember, like Mr. Jerry said, Jesus is the reason for the season.
Mr. Melvin.
I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and remember those relatives and friends who are suffering from illness, addictions, or maybe in the hospital.
Mr. Bourgeois.
I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, or whatever your religious faith is, that you enjoy the season, spend it with family and friends, and be safe.
Mr. Perilou.
Merry Christmas to everyone in the parish, District 6, Merry Christmas. We're having a toy drive right now in Lafourche, so if you know any needy families that could use help for Christmas, please let one of the council members know. There's drop-off points at the council clerk's office, at the visitor center right here in Raceland, and at the Cutoff Youth Center. So if you're out shopping and can spare an extra $5-10 to buy an unwrapped gift to donate, we'd appreciate it. So those kids can have a Merry Christmas as well. Thank you.
Councilman Otan.
Since Corey took most of my time, Merry Christmas, fellow council members, Mr. President, administration, as well as the community we represent. Merry Christmas.
Mr. Lorraine.
Yeah, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Ho, 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 ho. I could do that better than Jerry. My whole family wants to wish everybody in the parish and wherever, my wife, my daughter, Kelly, her husband, Max, my other daughter, Dodie, and I can't forget Tippy. Tippy's my dog that Lindell Tubes gave me. God bless your soul, Lindell. 11 years ago. He told me it was a Chihuahua. It's about the size of a German Shepherd right now. But if y'all knew Lindell, I guess I gave it away. But anyway, and I also want to thank the veterans. They're special to me, although I never went into service. Just think about all these guys and women that are away from their families. And we are here. And we're here because of them. And I have quite a few comrades on this council that were veterans. And I respect you. And thank you. God bless you. Merry Christmas. Don't drink and drive.
Mr. Reggie.
I'd like to do the same since Daniel took most of my time with the ho stuff. Oh, stop it. I know. I just don't have the hat. I know. Just the port. But Merry Christmas to everyone, the citizens, employees, the council, everyone here, everyone watching on television, all my staff. Let's make it a good one next year. And remember what Mr. Perilou was doing. That's a good thing. Y'all don't forget to chip in a little bit from Corey and Nooney's endeavors.
Mr. Bourgeois. I mean, Mr. Barnes. Oh, sorry. Bees and Barnes, I'm so sorry.
Merry Christmas from my family to y'all's and the veterans. Like I say, it can't be enough said of what they do for us. People abroad, thank y'all.
Mr. Email.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all. Let's remember the good things in our life. Try to learn from the bad, but continue to try to be better. And just wanted to say also I'm happy to be on board with the parish and look forward to working with the administration and council to make next year even better. Merry Christmas.
Mr. Bro.
On behalf of the Permit and Planning Department, we wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's.
Mr. Barber.
Merry Christmas from the Economic Development Department, and thank you for everything we do, and let's have a lot of prosperous businesses out there next year.
Ms. Falls, would you like to speak? Mr. Doug.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. From Communications, we'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and let's try to have a more positive and productive 2017.
Ms. Pat? Thank you. I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. Please do not drink and drive. And especially, if you see a veteran's family out there, wish them a Merry Christmas, because they're the ones out there giving us the right to do what we do here in Louisiana and America. So wish them a Merry Christmas. And Daniel, ho, 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 ho. I'll teach you one day, Daniel. All right, let's roll. What we doing in the minutes? Okay, approval of the minutes. I need a motion to accept the minutes of October 25th, 2016, regular session. Move by Mr. Bourgeois, second by Mr. Lorraine. Any omissions, deletions, or corrections? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Passes 9-0. Number 2, motion to accept the minutes November 1st, 2016, special session. Move by Councilwoman Esposito, second by, you moved your hand, Councilman Groh. Any omissions, deletions, or corrections? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed say nay. Passes 9-0. Number 3, motion to accept the minutes of November 9, 2016, 5:30 p.m. special session. Moved by Councilman Esposito, second by Councilman Groh. Any discussion, omission, deletions, or corrections? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. All right. Any nays? Passes 9-0. Number 4, 5, and 6. I need somebody to make a motion that we defer till next meeting.
So moved.
So moved by Councilman Esposito, second by Councilman Perilou. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed say nay. It passes. Moving to the next meeting. Presentations and their updates. Parish President James Cantrell to present the Employee of the Month and WOW Award for the month of November. Mr. Cantrell.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, go ahead,
I have a
Doug.
few words to read on the recipient. Ms. Nora Hendon. Nora has been with the Head Start program for over 10 years. She's a teacher, too, for Head Start. Ms. Nora is an exceptional employee who is always willing to help out, even without being asked. Ms. Nora has assisted in the past few weeks with setting up classrooms that needed to be reconfigured. She went in after hours and on weekends to assist with these efforts. She has the kindest, most gentle spirit to her. She is wonderful in her role as a teacher, as well as giving compassion and guidance to the children and families we serve in our program. Ms. Nora has accepted changes needed to make our program run smoothly and has assisted with training teachers in appropriate practices. She is always looking for ways to further her knowledge in appropriate preschool practices. I truly feel that Ms. Nora is a huge asset to our Head Start program.
Thank you so much, appreciate it. Engineers, architects reports, engineers. Please state your name and address, Mr. Dustin.
Dustin Rabley representing T. Baker Smith, 1100 South Acadia Road, Thibodeau. I have only two things to report on tonight. First is proposed ordinance number 29. This is a right-of-way between the parish and the particular tract. It was the last one needed for the West Side Drainage Project. Having said that, there's a few things we're going to submit to the state, but the point here is that we're going to start the procedures to go ahead and start advertising this project. So it's back on track, and we're still within the timeline that Jack and I had laid out for it as of a few months ago. So don't see any problems, Mr. Jerry. Also have resolution number 47, which is a balancing change order for the Lockport Company Canal South Bank Levee Lift. This is for everything, the overlay of the road and what have you. The good news is it's a deduct change order. It was a unit cost contract, so we only pay for the materials we use, and I think it's a deduction of $4,700 and some change. With that, any questions?
Any questions? Being none, thank you. Merry Christmas. Any more engineers? It's good night, they're all on vacation. All right. Parish President, Department Heads, Directors, Managers, reports on the updates. Mr. James Bourne, Director of Public Works, to present a presentation. Mr. James.
This here is where we raised the levee and the power lines in District 2. It had a low place in the levee, and we had the material right there on hand, so we raised the levee up. This here is the de-gravel ditch where we cleaned it out behind the solar trailer park. Building the levee behind the houses on Pelche. No, that's Check Bay, I believe. No, Pelche. Okay. Cleaning the levee in the Check Bay area. Ditches cleared of the trees and built up the land. Bulkhead before and after. Sorry, I don't have the exact location of that. Abbey Road bulkhead. This is the Abear ditch bulkhead before and after. Klein Peter Drive. The repairs before and after. South Water Plant Road, sweeping out the outfall. Country Club in Thibodeau, cleaning out some ditches. Bobcat Lane, sweeping out the grass from the ditches. The installation of a pump after in-house repairs at the Butch Hill Pump Station. We took one of the old pumps out and completely rebuilt it, and sandblasted it and painted it. Lake Lawn Drive, removing the grass from the roadside ditches. St. Patrick's Street, cleaning the drainage ditch. Bayou Crossing Boulevard, cleaning the right-of-way and digging the outfall ditch. East 63rd Street, digging the street ditches and the outfall. LaRose Levee repair. Romy Drive, changing out a culvert. Xavier Outfall Canal, we're cleaning it out. West 32nd Outfall, digging the outfall ditch. West 134th Place, digging the street ditches. And that's it.
All right, that looked good. Any questions? Miss Councilwoman Sposito.
Not really a question, but Mr. Barnes, I just wanted to thank you for all the work your department's been doing, not just in my district, I know in all of the districts. I know I can't believe how efficiently you all operate with such a small amount of people, especially, you know, the Barnes that I'm associated with that are in my district. So thank you for all of the work that you guys do, and hope 2017 goes as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Lorraine.
Yeah, Mr. Barnes, I think we finally started the Galliana Bridge.
Yes, sir.
And I've been going there practically every day, every other day, just checking out. They're moving pretty good. And the guy told me when he hit with the jackhammer, he didn't jackhammer it, he just touched it, and everything shattered. There was nothing there. So it was time that we do something. And I want to thank you for the things that you do also. And moving on. As soon as they get done, we get done.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Anybody else? None. All right. Next, we have Mr. Jeffrey Lundberger, Planning Department, to present a year-end update presentation. Mr. Jeffrey, please speak into the mic, say your name, all that good stuff.
4876 Highway 1, Matthews, Louisiana. And I'm just here to give the annual update for the Planning Department and try and go over some of the things that we've been working on this year and we've done this year. See if it works. So for the most part, the Planning Department works with the subdividing of land, all land, the long-range planning, and we try and get up started with the data analysis collection and whatnot. Basically, that's the GIS system that we're trying to robustly get going. So basically, to start out with, the main mission of what we're trying to do is go off the comprehensive plan. And we established the goals of the comprehensive plan, if you remember, in 2014 when the Parish Council adopted as the official master plan, and it encompassed the land development, resiliency, infrastructure, and economic development. The goal, as you can see there, was lengthy: envision the future as a safe and resilient community that celebrates cultural heritage, a diverse economy with trained employee base, diverse housing choices, increased access to the bayou, and community that works together for both health, safety, and coastal Louisiana. So obviously those are, that's a very, very vague and very visionary statement. So to do that, in order to try and achieve that, we, along with when we adopted the plan, we had 329 action items. And that's basically what we've been working on. That's basically what we've been working on for the last 2 years while this has been in effect. And apparently, all the categories are why. So if this were functioning, you would.
I thought you made the next screen and would pop in each one. Sure you didn't set it up that way?
No. This is the first time I've had it on this computer. I don't know why it's. But basically, you can see that it's going to be about 20% of the action items we've actually have completed, or we have completed probably like 10% of the action items right here. These action items are like the continuous action items that that are never ending. But we always need to make sure they're on the plan to keep it going. These are the action items that we have started. These are the ones that we're proposing that we start in the next year. And then these are pretty much the ones that we haven't gotten to yet. So one of the things that we really dwelled into this year was the development design standards, and we're still trying to kind of improve those and definitely make them better as we go. As you know, we've passed different subdivision standards with a new and innovative new type subdivision that's allowing the developers to be a little bit more flexible. We increased the road requirements for roads inside subdivisions, and we've also streamlined some of the processes along some of the subdivision as people come in and apply for subdivision. Transportation planning, we're almost getting ready. We're getting ready and working with South Central to get a transportation plan that'll basically take local and state roads and now put in some analyze them, and then they're going to give us a list of what they suggest to us would be the implementation process for that. And so hopefully that's going to be coming up in the next month or two. Community improvements, we completed the Bayou Lafourche multi-use plan, and which will definitely start looking towards the quality of life of neighbors up and down the bayou. We also finished the workforce housing study, which was developed to try and give developers and anybody that knew that wants to come in and work inside the parish some better data and better analysis for relocating their business here. And then, as I was saying, we have the constant infrastructure upgrades, and we've done a lot, especially with the pump stations around the parish this year. So those are some of the things that we really try to target this year. And then you'll see in that packet that that either you don't. Do you have the packet? I will make sure you get I have a report that comes with all this, so
right.
I'll make sure I get that to you, and you'll see where the priority action items and whatnot. The next part of what we do on a daily basis is the subdivision, and the dividing of lots is actually really important because in Lafourche, once a lot is divided, that's basically a new house or a new business that's going to be coming online inside the parish. So just this year, we've kind of slowed down, and the next chart will show you how we've worked throughout the year. But we have 4 subdivisions right now under construction, and that's higher because that only includes the ones that were approved this year. Developers have 2 years to finish subdivisions, so I think that's more around 6 or 7 subdivisions that are being worked on in the parish right now, and will be going to approval in the next year or two. 5 subdivisions came in completely done this year with 300 total lots. And then we had additional 14 lots created, and then just 3 RV parks applied for this year. But as you can see, last year we had a total of 496 lots come in through the major subdivisions. And we've dropped to 300 for this year. But I mean, it's still kind of in our average. You can see that we've really shot up in the last couple of years. So we're still going strong. And when I hand out that report, we have all the numbers and everything spelled out in there, and you can see the action items of anything that's going on. So with that, I think that's all I want to let you guys know.
Any questions? None? All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Public hearing, 6 o'clock. We have a public hearing at 6 o'clock? All right, we're gonna, somebody wants to deviate, motion to deviate, need a motion to deviate from public hearing? Motion by Mr. Groves, second by Councilwoman Esposito. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. So we're gonna deviate from number E, 10. We're going to F. Questions for the administration, any questions? Nobody?
I got one.
You got Mr. Jones?
Yeah. First, Ms. Colleen, would you mind reading that?
This is dated December 6, 2016. Recently, the Lafourche Parish President and the administration have been attacked at parish council meetings and through the press regarding a U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, EEOC, complaint. These attacks were based upon false statements. The parish recently learned that the EEOC complaint was dismissed, and therefore the EEOC will not pursue any charges against Lafourche Parish government or its administrative officials. The EEOC determined that based upon its investigation, it was unable to find any violation of law. We believe that the dismissal shows that the administration has taken no improper actions, and we continue to stand by our prior statements that the parish administration has followed all requirements and Louisiana law in handling this situation. Going forward, we are happy to put this matter behind us, and we look forward to working with everyone to put the best interests of the citizens of Lafourche first and foremost in all of the decision-making and daily affairs. Sincerely, Jimmy Cantrell, Lafourche Parish President.
Got a question for you, Mr. Cantrell. The council, we pulled that item on the agenda going to the EEOC. So what item are you preferring to this on Facebook?
I'm not at liberty to answer that question, sir, because it takes part in personnel.
Involved personnel, but you put it on there like it's the council that badgered you and went to EEOC. So I just want it clear that
I didn't say the council. You're trying to misread.
I got the floor.
Oh, you got it. Go ahead.
We pulled that item. For you to put something about personnel on the Facebook, that tells me a lot.
Mr. Cantrell?
Let me tell you something, Mr. Jones. When you're accused falsely, and I was cleared very clearly, so I'll put it out to make sure that everybody knows I was cleared. And I'm tired of these false accusations. You know, it's just unfounded, what you bring up and what you do, sir. Thank you.
Well, the DA will look into it to see if it's unfounded or untrue.
And, Mr. Cantrell, you got your light on, still need to speak?
No.
Mr. Lorraine?
Yeah, what I want to discuss real quick is this is a new administration, but y'all been here 1 year. We've had a couple administrators in the 1 year time. Got a new finance director. My concern is I've been after trying to get a road project with road sales tax 2. And it just keeps lingering on, lingering on, lingering on. It keeps getting bigger, bigger, and bigger. It's something that should have been done already. But that's besides the point. The new finance man, which I don't know how much he's going to really know at this time, but road sales tax A and road sales tax 2, you know the funding that we actually have? I can't seem to get an answer. What do we have in those two accounts? No, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I want I want to give you a chance.
Yeah. You want him to get it, email it to you?
I'm trying to figure out what we got, because there's a project that we want to do because we waited so long and it's over budget. But what you got to remember, I still think, and I'm no lawyer, that you can give it to an engineer, give him all the streets, he looks at it, he gives you a price list. Even though you're over budget, you're not awarding the contract. You could come back and make some cuts to balance it off. But we didn't collect December yet. That's the biggest sales tax collection, is December, the one coming. And we're down just a little bit. The A is okay, but 2 is down a little bit, but we're still doing good. And I think that Mr. Barnes is in charge of DPW, and I think, personally, he should get the figures of what kind of money we have month by month, not at the end of the year. And I think that should go to the president, should go to the administrator, and it should go to Mr. Barnes. How can he do his job if he doesn't know if we have the funds? Think about it. He has to put something together, then he's got to get in touch with the finance people, and they're going to tell him if they got the money or not. Don't you think they should send him something monthly, and then he could work on, for everybody, of what we have? He gets the figures yearly. Now, how do you want to work something out like that? If Bo asks for something, and he doesn't even know if the money's there, he should know. That's the point I'm trying to make. So whatever y'all got to do to group together or whatever, I'd appreciate if y'all do it and give the DPW a little bit more leeway when it comes to the figures, where he can see what he's got to work with. Okay?
Mr. Grove? Since the EEOC was brought up, Mr. Cantrell, immediately when I read that, I called Doug and Reggie. I was very disappointed in that. There was no reason to have a press release on that, in my opinion. Of all the things we could say good that's going on, like Mr. Jones said, we pulled that item. I don't even know what we're even referring to even broadcast out. I totally disagree with that.
Mr. Cantrell?
Yes, it was stated in the papers, and Mr. Jones also made a comment in the paper. So when it was cleared, that's what I put out to make sure that everybody knew it was cleared. Well,
Microphone, please.
Cleared and pulled are two different things.
who pulled it? What you mean? I mean, they accused me in the paper of doing something wrong. It was in the comment or the Courier, one of the two. And so I just wanted to make sure that people saw I was cleared of it. So I don't think that, I think that I have the right, if I'm cleared, saying that nothing took place, that I can say that. And I didn't try to do anything but otherwise, and some people made accusations before they even knew what was going on. And those accusations were picked up by the comment, and I was broadcast. My name was broadcast that I had done something wrong, like I'd done something wrong. So that's why I'm just trying to clear myself, Mike, and there was nothing intended to anybody else, but just saying that my name was cleared according to the paper I received. So it's just a very clear statement that I made to make sure that everybody knew I was cleared. So.
All right. Anybody else? One comment on that. I've been a councilman 5 years. I learned a long time ago after my first year, never quote the paper, because they write what the hell they want. And you can't believe nothing that's written in the paper, because they write what the hell they want. Saw it in the presidential election, saw it now, so you can't believe what you read in the paper. Just something that maybe you might want to consider in the future. And Mr. Lorraine, I hope we could get your figures. Tommy wouldn't give them to you earlier when he was here?
I don't know why you even want to bring that name up. The guy doesn't work no more. Y'all think that was my best friend? He was a friend, but he's gone. Can you leave him alone?
He said you didn't get it in a year. He just got here, so I just was curious.
I'm just telling you.
Okay, just asking.
Y'all think I got everything that I wanted from Tommy. You know what I got? Nothing.
Oh, I know. Our streets ain't been fixed, and we got the money to fix, and I agree with you. All right.
Mr. Chairman, Finance would like to be recognized, please.
Go ahead, sir.
Just a question on the tax. I do have the current balance on the roadside tax District 2. I do not have the other at the time. And actually what my staff did for me was backed out the bond payment and figured in the amendments that were presented at the last meeting, leaving with the 4.1 million balance in the road sales tax for District 2, but I'll have to get back with you on the other district.
Okay, well, that's the point I'm trying to make. The ballpark figure we got was 5.1 million, and you got 4.8 or whatever you said. But don't forget, that tax keeps coming in, and you're going to get a big chunk this month. And as far as the bond indebtedness, I hope that this administration talk to y'all where we're going to save one payment for bond indebtedness, not three. There's somebody in that office that wanted to save three. That makes no sense. You save one, you're a year ahead, one, because you constantly got money coming in. You don't have to save three. Same thing with the solid waste. I was told three, but I hope this administration can straighten that up.
We don't have any bonds on road sales tax too, though. I thought we didn't bond out.
No. The story to that is I'm checking into that. When I had my heart surgery and I wasn't here, they passed a $10 million bond.
Okay.
They had a couple of councilmen didn't want to vote. They knew something wasn't quite right, but they did it. But we almost finished paying that anyway.
Okay. All right. Councilman Perilou?
I just want to go on record and say I have a lot of respect for our local journalists, and I really respect the work they do. I think they're pretty accurate with covering us and the other local government entities. That's it.
All right. Anybody else? Being none, we move on. Council reports, presentation, updates, or questions? None. Legal advisor, not here. Public wishing to address the council, Ms. Carleen.
Mr. Bob Gouge, if you'd approach the podium, state your name and address for the record, Mr. Gouge. Remember, you have 3 minutes.
My name is Bob Gouge, P.O. Box 389, Matthews, Louisiana. Don't start the footage yet. Let me just preface. This past December 1st through December 11th, the Hobie Corporation, which is a corporation that builds sailboats, kayaks, we really scored a major event in Leeville and Fouchon. And it was the Hobie Kayak World Championship that was held at the Leeville Public Boat Launch. Kudos not only to the parish for building the boat launch project, but also to Picciola and Associates for having the foresight to install a kayak launch. So what you're going to see here in just a minute is a 6.5-minute presentation of this event taking place. Thursday, the 1st of December, 2 huge 18-wheelers rolled into Leeville. Now, if you watch Smokey on the Bandit, you saw that 18-wheeler with the big horses on the side of the trailer. It was that. We had 2 18-wheelers with fishing scenes, custom, that came in. They dropped off 50 kayaks for 50 contestants from all over the world. 17 countries all over the world, the Japanese, the Chinese, New Zealand, Europe, Asia, all over the world. These people came in and competed in this world championship. 3 days of practice, 2 days of practice fishing, and then 3 days of competition. Also, a feather in the parish's cap should go to all the charter captains and all the kayak clubs in the state that came down and assisted the foreigners as to where to go catch fish. Okay, so they literally went out during the 2 days of practice and gathered them all up and showed them how to catch, showed them just what to do and oriented them. Also, kudos to the Tourism Commission, and I can't stress this enough. The Tourism Commission was active in garnering this championship. When you talk to the tournament directors of Hobie, they said they came here because of the resource, the fish that we catch in Leeville. It's ideal for kayaking. The kayak clubs in the state, some of them have 500 members in them. They come to our parish all the time. They hold rodeos and tournaments, and it's a positive thing that the boat launch had this facility. I know Councilman Lorraine fought for this. It took a long time to get the facility. We now have the funding for the next phase of this facility, and it's going to bring even more people in. So from the 1st through the 11th of December, thousands were spent in Fouchon and Leeville at all of the businesses there that had something to do with this rodeo. Leeville, all of the activities, the launch, the takeoff, all of that you're going to see on this demonstration was held at Leeville Public Boat Launch. Then the whole tournament moved to Fouchon, to Chris Moran's fine facility, Fouchon Marina. They catered food. These people from out of the country, these contestants and their entourages, actually got to taste oysters Bienville, crawfish pie, filet gumbo, jambalaya. All of this was served to these people after the tournament when they had their meetings at the welcome, which was put on by the Tourism Commission. We had a lot of dignitaries there, and the parish participated in its many ways and agencies that they have. So I'm going to narrate this. This footage also is going to be seen on Between the Banks the next 2 weeks on local television and in the state. And it's also going to be broadcast on CBS Sports and Fox worldwide. Now, how do you get the word out to the world? You know, this is a fine example of government at work and how it can be successful when you do projects. If you go ahead and roll the tape, or I should say the HD footage. Okay, so the first thing you're going to see coming up here, this is all the kayaks, custom kayaks, about $9,000 a piece. There's one of Big Hobie's 18-wheelers that I was referring to earlier. These boats have anchoring systems, Lowrance Electronics, power pole. They're powered by foot. You can see this is a big deal. We also had Billy Nungesser, and that's Mike Iaconelli, the Bassmaster Championship that was held in New Orleans. We had Timothy Bush, Tourism Commission, that welcomed the people that were there. And we also had our parish president, Jimmy Cantrell, who also welcomed all of the people from out of our country and the contestants. And you can see them huddling up back there. Now this is scouting. You can see the camera boat in the background. You can see the kayakers looking for fish. We happened to be in the canal taping the show with Councilman Daniel Lorraine and also Timothy Bush. They were fishing, so we knew we were on the fish. And Daniel, I told you not to fish, bruh. You weren't supposed to fish here, bruh. You can see this is a nice speckled trout that Daniel caught during practice. Even though he wasn't a contestant, we went out there just to see what was going on. And that's Timothy in the background smiling at Daniel as he brings in this really nice speck. His wife had prepared a pile of beans and stuff at the house, and she wanted Daniel to bring some fish home to eat with the beans. And I got to tell you, he accomplished the mission. Again, you'll be able to see what really happened on this fishing trip on TV when it airs next week. Let's see. Oh, and here's one of the custom kayaks, a close-up of it. They also brought in, Hobie also brought in an 18-wheeler with a stage, and they deployed this stage. This is all at the kayak portion of the Leeville boat launch. This is their big stage. They had a vehicle displayed to where now you can unload your kayak off of the top. I mean, now here's the boat launch at work. This is the kayak facility portion of the launch. Notice the pads where anglers won't slip. This is an angler from Canada that came in. They lift up the kayak in the back, put it on rollers. Then the angler's going to come up front and grab it, and he's going to pull it through those pipes there to the washdown system that we set up. So here they come. They're pulling it up the kayak portion of the launch. It comes out over the concrete. You can see the hose set up. There's a tank in the background. They rinse it off, and then they line them up, almost like military, dress right dress. you can see the different flags of all the different countries that represent the contestants and their names on these kayaks, special kayaks that they brought in for this event. There's Councilman Lorraine. He was active. Now what we're doing is we're going to the first day of competition. I filmed these Chinese contestants. The guy on the right is actually a translator because the Chinese contestants didn't know how to speak English. The tournament didn't kill any fish. They caught their fish, they measured them, they took a picture, they turned it into the computer room on the stage. They took their chip cards that come out of their cameras, they filled out their forms and turned in the chips with their measurements. The fish were all turned loose as they catch. See, he's got a computer card there. He taps it into the computer, and that's how they come up with their weight. It's not weight as much as it is inches. You catch a redfish, 18 inches, you get credit that. Now here's the contestants after the second day of competition. They're coming in. You can see they're unloading. We had really extreme weather, so the contestants really were challenged here, but they did catch fish because of the estuary that we have in Leeville. Here they are again, the final day of the rodeo. You can see them all packed in. The operation of the boat launch went on. People that launched regular trailers or that were hunting could still launch at the launch without any impedance. You can see the measuring board there on the kayak, the power poles, all the things. All of the boats were identical as far as the accessories and those, so there was no edge by having a better boat. Everything was done, all the sponsors, Lowrance, Rhino Rack, Power Pole, all of those companies rigged these boats. And like I say, they came in from San Diego. Now this is a gentleman, he's a regular kayak club member, but he won the 4th championship in New Zealand a couple of years ago. His name, he's from Gonzales. I can't think of his name. You can tell I'm 65 years old. But Stephen Lassard, and he's from Gonzales. He competed, and don't you know, this is the Australian contestant and Steve, and we're waiting for the announcement. And Mr. Lassard from Gonzales won this world championship right here in Leeville. So Team USA was well represented. They placed a number of team members into the top 10. Here's the 2 tournament directors, and these guys really thanked Chris Moran for everything that was done at the Fouchon facility, and also the folks in Leeville. Any questions?
Lights, please, Ms. Pat. Mr. Grohl.
Bob, I just wanted to thank you. You've always been a good champion for the parish and getting the word out about the good fishing up and down the bayous around here. So, and I know there were some articles that were on a state level in the last week or so. So, thank you. And all the fish that were caught, Daniel's the only one that took one home?
No, Daniel took several home. He had to. His wife was calling him every minute while he was on the boat, saying, "Hey, did you catch any fish? We got to eat tonight." So he took them home. I cleaned them for him. He fed good, but I don't think he shared any with Timothy Bush. Is he here? Oh yeah, that's Timmy. Did you get any fish, Timothy, to go home with? No. So he can be a little greedy, but he could also be hungry.
Mr. Lorraine.
Yeah, Bob, this is the 6th tournament worldwide. They come to the United States every 4 years. They love this facility. Now, we had some bumps in the road, but when you got bumps in the road, if we ever get it back, you correct them. Can't make everybody happy. As far as the Tourist Commission, they did very well. They were working straight time, overtime, all kind of time. But also, I think it's fair to say that Leeville, Louisiana, is the 3rd best world fishing spot for kayaks. Number 3 in the whole world. Number 3. This tournament was held in China last year. You know how many fish they caught in China? The whole bunch caught 5 fish. So the guy from Australia that's really in charge and the guy from Texas knew about the Leeville area. So they were trying, and this thing's running about a month and a half, 2 months late. So they were trying to go where they could catch some fish. And where was it at? Leeville. There were 3 species of fish: flounder, speckled trout, and redfish. Nobody caught a flounder. It's all artificial bait now. No flounder was caught. And they had a lot of bad weather. Now let me tell you one thing. I was freezing with my little red jacket. I must like red, I don't know. But these guys are equipped, bro. They know what they're doing. And real quick, and if y'all don't mind, I want to thank the administration for sending some crews down the bayou to cut the grass. Jerome for getting the garbage picked up every day. The sheriff for giving us the prisoners to help clean up. And the Tourist Commission. And as he said, we had the Lieutenant Governor there. I'd like to thank him for coming. And the most amazing part that I appreciated and was excited about, this is the first tournament at the Leeville boat launch, and it happens to be international.
That's incredible.
Can you believe that? And once we get that pavilion, and we're voting on it tonight, gentlemen, and that pier, you're going to have many more tournaments in that same location. One of the reasons why is because right after you launch, whether you go here, you go there, or you go here, you can start catching fish. And it's a gold mine. I think Jerry would contest to that. And once we get that pier with the lights at night, the game ward's going to have some fun.
Yep.
Because I know most of them Cajuns.
All right.
But anyway, I want to thank everybody that was involved with this. And Timothy, if you wanted to say a few words on behalf of the tourists, I would relinquish a little time for them, Jerry.
Thank you.
Bob, thank you so much. Appreciate it. You're going to pull the microphone down a little bit, pal. The name and address for the record, please.
Timothy Bush, 216 West 8th Street, Thibodaux, Louisiana, 70301. This tournament was great for our community. As Bob said, the exposure statewide, internationally, nationally is going to be huge for continuing to grow tourism in Lafourche Parish. As y'all know, oil and gas has been down, and so we're trying to do our part to make sure that tourism is a focal point for our community. So we were super excited to work with Hobie, our partners, Councilman Lorraine, everybody who really helped to make this tournament a success. And so certainly our goal is to try to host more of these events moving forward into the future, because they are a great economic generator for our community. It not only puts people in hotel rooms, but also has people, shopping in restaurants, buying food, buying gas, really contributing to the economy of our community. So certainly this is a great event. We were happy to facilitate in hosting the tournament here in Leeville. They came to us with this great opportunity, and we just could not pass it up because we thought it would be great for our community. So certainly we look forward to doing more of these events in the future.
Mr. Lorraine?
Yeah, I forgot. I want to thank Timothy. I didn't have a problem casting over your head, and I'm starting to see why. I'm glad I didn't hook you in the ear. But
Councilwoman Sposito?
I want to thank you, Timothy, and the Tourist Commission. I also want to thank Bob Goosh for doing what he did.
Thank you, Lorraine.
And anybody else that was involved.
Thank you, Lorraine.
Thank y'all for what you do.
Councilwoman Sposito?
Hey, just a quick question. I know Billy Nungesser made us some promises when he was running for office. Is he keeping them?
He is. I'll say to anybody, when he first ran, I was a little bit skeptical. But since he's taken office, he's been an exceptional lieutenant governor. When you call him, he answers his phone and he comes down, and we invited him to come, and he said he would be here, so he showed up. So he's doing a wonderful job.
I'm hoping the newspaper picks up on your statement on that so that we can acknowledge his good works for Lafourche Parish.
Councilman Timothy, since you're up here, could you share a little bit about the branding project? I know that's come to head, and there's going to be a reveal soon. I found out from Ms. Irwin the other night. You want to share just about the date on that, just where people can kind of plan for that?
Yes, you should all be getting invites to that event on January 12th at 11:30. Lafourche Magnet School is where the event will take place. As y'all know, through the year we've been giving y'all updates on the branding, so I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is today, but I think it's going to be a great platform to take our tourism in the next level. A lot of destinations have really been working on crafting their image and crafting who they are and trying to distinguish what makes them different from other destinations. And certainly for us, it's even more of a challenge because we have several destinations around us who have similar products to what we have. So we think that we have crafted a brand that is going to help us be able to stand apart from those other destinations, Houma, Morgan City, even Lafayette for that matter. So the Lieutenant Governor will be actually one of the guest speakers at the event on January 12th. So I please encourage all of y'all to come. I look forward to coming back in January to tell you a little bit more about it.
All right. One quick, I just want to thank you. Since you took over, I think y'all doing a great job, but Ms. Irwin, I see her back there. I want to thank her also. We had some challenges with the Tourist Commission. You stepped up to the plate. I think you're doing a magnificent job. I think you are the president right now. Thank you for your service. I like what y'all doing, and it's really helping out. It's starting to really show that y'all doing a great job. But here's one thing I want y'all to consider and please think about.
Yes.
I'm looking for a nice billboard. Welcome to Lafourche Parish, right? If y'all could look at it, I think we ought to have a billboard that says, "Welcome to Lafourche Parish, birthplace of head coach of LSU, Bebe Ogeron."
We are actually looking
That
into
would look
that
beautiful.
and looking at some other options of doing some things to promote him and our community. So I think you'll see some things moving forward.
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate
Thank
you. We got time. We got 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
All right, any more? Oh, we can't do it because we only got 2 minutes.
We're just going to wait till after the hearing.
We got 1 minute. We're going to hold off for 1 minute. We got to start this next part of our meeting. I need somebody to deviate back, motion to deviate back to the, moved by Mr. Jones, second by Councilwoman Esposito. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. 9-0, passes. We're going back to number 10, public hearing. Need a motion. It's, all right, we can do it. I need a motion for somebody to go to public hearing. Move Mr. Lorraine, second by Mr. Jones. All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. All right, public hearing. Motion second to open public hearing, Louisiana Community Development Block Grant Program, Water Quality Improvement, and that was moved by Councilman Perilou. I need somebody to second. Second by Mr. Lorraine. Public wishing to address the council 1 time. Public wishing to address the council 2 times. Public wishing to address the council 3 times. Anybody from the council need to speak on it? Being none. Do I need a vote on that? No? All right, we don't need a vote. Need a motion to close. Moved by Mr. Perilou, second by Mr. Lorraine. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed say nay. Motion is approved. Thank you, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now we go back to regular agenda, and we'll start on number, on
Public wishing to address.
public wishing to address the council.
Dr. Chester Boudreau, if you'd approach the podium. Please state your name and address for the record, Dr. Boudreau, and please remember you have 3 minutes.
Ma'am, thank you. Chester Boudreau, 200 Ormond Drive, Thibodaux, Louisiana. Tourism is great, but what type of parish are we going to have when the tourists come? What is it going to look like? I stand before you representing hundreds of residents and humbly ask that you stop the permitting of the proposed Dollar General in the St. Charles community. This council has the right to organize development in this parish as a means to serve the general welfare of the people. Courts have upheld decisions of local governments when they are made in the best interest of the citizens they represent. In the case of the St. Charles Dollar General development, there are 2 major issues which will affect the welfare of the community. The first one is that the proposed location lies along a dangerous stretch of Highway 308. I've spoken on this before. Multiple car accidents have occurred near the proposed site. Since we have brought up this objection, there have been 2 major accidents. One car hit a house directly across the street from where this proposed Dollar General is going to be. A second accident occurred a few days ago where a lady, thank God, was not hurt, but flipped her car in the curve. A state traffic study has been granted to investigate these issues further. Please don't add to our safety issues and allow this store to be built. This council has the duty to protect its citizens. I ask that you honor this obligation. The second reason, this parish has its hands full when it comes to infrastructure development. We're fighting Mother Nature and a lack of resources. Council members have expressed some concern about development at a time when the parish infrastructure can't keep up with the growth. St. Charles, specifically Highway 308, has no parish-supported drainage per se. We maintain our own, and we're not asking for any. We don't have a pumping station. We're not asking for one. We've lost farmland beyond the railroad tracks and are slowly losing it southward toward Highway 308. Just ask any sugarcane farmer how much land has been lost. Please don't add to our problems with commercial development. The parish does not need additional headaches. Please stop this development. This proposed store is bad for our community. There's a locally owned convenience store only yards away. Another store will be revenue neutral for this parish. In fact, with property value decline, the loss of tourism dollar, and it's going to happen because we're going to lose our southern charm if we don't do something about this, and the need for parish assistance when the infrastructure problems begin, and they will, this store is going to drain our parish, and other stores like it are going to drain our parish. So why did the residents of Highway 1 near Ronald Adams Construction, the residents of Emerald Park, the residents of Bayou Blue, and the residents of St. Charles fight to stop commercial development? It's because these developments are coming into our neighborhoods. Neighborhoods. Not commercially zoned land, but neighborhoods that will lose their identity with commercialization. The parish government should work with businesses to properly locate them and better our community. I beg you tonight to vote to stop this box store in St. Charles before our community and our parish is harmed beyond repair. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Valley.
Thank you for coming tonight, Dr. Boudreau. I know I met about a week and a half ago with some folks from planning, from permitting, and our engineer who happens to be in the audience, Jeffrey. And we're looking at working through something to try and, looking forward, but I'll get to your thing in a minute, but we're trying to do something to where we won't go zoning, but we'll have more community input, sort of like some other areas have, where at least the community has some word in what's going on and working with the planning commission. Because whether it's a Dollar General, I know in North Lafourche, there's supposed to be the reopening of a strip club, which I'm not in favor of, and I don't think needs to be in Lafourche Parish. So I think that if communities had some control over, you know, a say-so over what would be happening, it's a good thing. Because, like I've said before, what may not be affecting someone now, looking forward into the future of this parish, somebody's going to get something by them, no matter what it is, that they don't care for, and may decrease their home values. And that's what we're trying to look at looking forward with some other options as well. The question I'd have to ask permitting is this, and it's a legal question. Legally, I know we're looking at a road study. I'm curious as to, because I thought we could get something to say how dangerous that curve is. I've seen wrecks myself there, into what would stop this project once, you know, the horse is out the barn. That's what I'd like to know from anybody who can answer that here.
I don't think they have anybody from permit that can answer that here.
Jeff, are you working permitting?
He's not the permit, he don't decide on what can
Okay.
be stopped and stopped on permits, though.
Well, I'm just curious, you know, that's the answer I'd like to get uncovered as far as what can be done about your particular development going on in your area. That's the question I'd have to ask.
Who's back there? Oh, there's a permit director in the back. Mr. Bro?
Well, as far as permitting, we don't have any say-so as far as for the roads, as far as it being dangerous in the curves. That all goes back to the state. And permitting, we don't have any zoning. So it's not, it won't come back on permitting as far as making that decision. That would have to be something with the council that would have to get brought up, not permitting.
Is there a way to legally slow this thing down, is my question, in the area?
Not directly through permitting. We don't have anything in place in permitting to slow that down. Because of this, because of no zoning.
I think the council has the power, if it's in the best interest of the citizens, the welfare of the citizens, the welfare of the parish. I believe the council can vote tonight to make a change to stop this.
Well, as far as being a new councilman, that's a good question, but I don't know if I can answer that one as a new councilman, if we can do something that wasn't previously on the agenda. But I know that some people are concerned about tax dollars that these stores bring. The problem I'm looking at is, what about some of the homes that lose their value because these things move in, or certain, not just Dollar Generals, but other things as well. So that's my concern.
All right, Mr. Bourgeois.
Yes, I just want to bring up, with your traffic thing, do you believe that one of the issues, and I mean, I know you're a doctor, not an expert and all of that, but the absence of the shoulder on Highway 308 is a part of your study?
That's a big problem. It's been a problem for, obviously, as long as Highway 308 has been around.
So my question is how long is it going to take this traffic study to be complete?
Got me. We've been told that since I was a child, and that was a long time ago, that they were going to fix many of the problems of 308. It's not happened. And the state doesn't have the money now. I can't see that happening. I believe that's one of the issues, but there's many other issues why these types of developments in neighborhoods are just bad for the parish. Talk to the neighbors next to Ronald Adams. Talk to Emerald Park and see what, the store hasn't opened. See what it's done to them. See what it's done to them. Talk to your constituents. You'll find out that take a store, put it in a neighborhood, you ruin a neighborhood. I love Dollar General. I've shopped at them before. Put them where they're commercially feasible, where they're zoned, not in the middle of a neighborhood. It's just not the right place for them.
And I support that, the Bayou Blue that you mentioned, and by the Sunrise, there's been an increase of accidents, and they can't directly say it's because of the Dollar General, but since the Dollar General has been there, they have been more accidents. Thank you.
They had a store in LaRose that was supposed to open up on 308 at the bridge, and they couldn't open up till the state did a study. So maybe you can go to the state and ask them, say, look, it's possible that it's dangerous. I think that's what they did in that location.
Yeah, well, that's why that's why they granted the traffic study.
Let's make a motion after we get the resolutions to make a motion. I think we need a legal to find out from Cam what's the legality of us stopping the program. If you're good with that, I think we can make a resolution from the floor when we get to the resolutions, asking to go to the district attorney and ask him what's the legality of even stopping the permit.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
We can do that. Y'all good with that?
Absolutely.
Mr. Grove?
I spoke with Dr. Boudreau, and I met with Jeffrey today before the meeting. I can assure you, and I talked to you, Jeffrey's trying to work on something and not trying to look at it as box store, just trying to look at it in general for everything. I know you're fighting against time. He asked me how soon. I told him, very soon. I'd like to see what he's planning, looking at a bigger picture. I understand, being focused on that one issue because it's dear to your heart. We need to look at the whole parish and try to do something that's right, not a knee-jerk, but we are fighting against time. The traffic studies, and like you said, and I talked with Jeffrey, they've been supposed to straighten out all these dangerous curves on 308, like you said, since you were a child. Who knows what they come back with, but I can assure you, in talking with the people, that the majority of the council here wants to do something to make this right for everybody. And in your case, aesthetics and the facade of a Dollar General is not going to help you. You don't care what it looks like. If the sign's small and it's landscaped, but there's a lot of things that they can violate with with lighting and things like that we need to look into. And Jeffrey assured me that he is, so
All right,
that's where we're at.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas. All right, Ms. Corleen, any more?
That's it.
One question.
Is there a rep from South Central Planning here? Can I ask you a question, please? Maybe he knows. Hi.
How you doing? I'm Pat Gordon. I'm Planning Director for South Central Planning.
Address, please. You can say that the office address is fine.
Well, I reside at 209 Arapahoe in Houma.
Okay.
Thank
Sorry
you.
for the impromptu question. I was curious, since we're on this subject, do you know the legalities behind slowing a project or stopping it to take a better look to see if there's some sort of state issue we can look at?
Well, I used to be the Planning Director for 25 years in Terrebonne.
Okay.
And the doctor mentioned the Bayou Blue area. That was actually in Terrebonne. And that project in Bayou Blue was halted because of a discharge permit from DHH. They denied it. The state denied the discharge permit from their mechanical treatment plant. And I know that the state senator got involved in that, and they did a study on the discharge of their sewer unit. And that's how it was a racetrack on Bayou Blue that they was going to construct. So I can tell you that was one of the ways that they did stop it.
Okay, so maybe we could also talk to our
That might
state
be an
rep and
option.
our senator.
And I also want to let you know that South Central Planning is working right now on an access management plan for the MPO area, which is Terrebonne and Lafourche and part of Assumption. And that would be similar to what the state has in their access management plan requiring permits on driveways. So you would have permits on local roads as well. And so we could apply those standards that the state has also on the local roads. So that could take care of some of the local roads that Lafourche and Terrebonne has. Just to let you know that that might be coming up in the future as well.
Okay, well, thank you. We'll be in touch. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. While we're
Chairman?
talking about DOTD, and look, I don't want to say too much about them, but their planning hasn't been the best. LA1 West LaRose Lift Bridge has been broken and out for quite a while now, continues to keep giving trouble. They decided to schedule the closing of one lane on the 308 side. There are only two access roads to get out of Lafourche Parish in the southern part, and they're going to block both of them off. Had to make a few phone calls to Truck, but thanks to Truck, he made a phone call, and they halted it about 4 hours into the work. The traffic, I don't know if you went to try to get to South Lafourche or get out of South Lafourche today, it was pretty bad. I think Jimmy's made a few phone calls, had a few people. I made a few phone calls. I think through a group effort, we got it opened again. So hopefully DOTD will make plans and look not to close the only two access roads out ever again from that southern part.
I just wanted to mention for the record, it's important, I feel, the group that we're talking about here in St. Charles, they're not trying to stop the permits, they're just trying to delay it, inform people in a 300-foot radius, 500-foot radius, just to kind of get the word out. I guess the problem with that is, what's really good about our parish is we're shovel ready pretty fast. When somebody does do a permit, they can generally build pretty fast. Which attracts certain businesses, but we can't have that happen in ruined neighborhoods. It's the big thing. So we definitely need to look at it.
All right. Ready to move on? Ordinance for discussion and ratifications. Number 11, ordinance amending and reenacting Chapter 10 of Lafourche Parish Code of Ordinance in its entirety as it pertains to buildings and building regulation, authorized, passed, and signed, executed, Mr. Any and all relevant documents. Mr. Bourgeois, you moving on that one? I think they had some discussion that you probably can't move on that one because it could benefit your business, some of the things on there. Are you moving? I would suggest you wouldn't. I can get, if you can get somebody else. Mr. Grove's going to move on it for you. I need a second. I need a second. Need a second. Nobody second it? All right, it dies like a second. Nobody second it, right? Okay. Number 12, ordinance amending and reenacting Chapter 12 of Lafourche Parish Code of Ordinance in entirety as it pertains to business and business regulation, authorized, passed, and signed, execute, and administer any and all relevant documents. Mr. Bourgeois moves on that one. Second by? Second by? You second it? Mr. Gross seconds it. Any discussion from the audience, one time, two times, three times? Being none, anybody from the council? Mr. Bourgeois?
I have an amendment. Everybody should have a copy of it. It's changing the annual license fee, the minimum from 35 to 25.
Okay, got an amendment, motion by Mr. Bourgeois for an amendment. I need a second. Only on the amendment. I got an amendment from Mr. Grow. Any discussion from the audience, one time, two times, three times on the amendment? Being none, anybody from the council want to discuss it? All right, all in favor signify by saying aye on the amendment. Say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Passes 9-0.
Other amendments too.
You have another amendment to that one?
Read it, Mr. Bourgeois. And corrections to the first two paragraphs of the ordinance.
Oh, you didn't, you just read the first part. So let's redo that. So the changing, I'm going to read it. It says changing the annual license fee from 35 to 25 for gross sales between $0 to $30,000 and correction to the first two paragraphs of the ordinances. Mr. Bourgeois, you want to still move on it? Mr. Groh, you still second it? All right. Anybody from the audience, one time, two times, three times? Being none. Anybody from the council? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. 9-0, amendment passes. Thank you, Ms. Carleen, for catching that. All right, now we're gonna, y'all want to discuss the ordinance? Anybody want to discuss it? All right, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Passes 9-0. As amended. There's the ordinance as amended. We're gonna vote, y'all got that? We voted on as amended. Let's make sure again. All in favor signify by saying aye. This is ordinance as amended. Signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. 9-0, passes. I need somebody to open up public hearing on ordinance. Motion by Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Groh. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. All right, ordinance providing a variance from Lafourche Parish Family Subdivision Regulation, Chapter 22, Article 5, Section 22-74. I'm still waiting to meet with the guy. I'm gonna defer that one to the second meeting in January. 24th. Ordinance to increase all Lafourche Parish constables and justice of the peace salaries to $800 a month. Mr. Jones moves. Need a second by Mr. Perilou. Any discussion from the audience, one time, two times, three times? Being none, anybody from the...
Yeah, I know we met, we discussed this as a group. We came to consensus that this was a rather large percentage increase. I'm friends with the constables and justice of the peace. I've talked to them. And can we, just for the record, what is the percentage increase in their salaries here? They're going from, what is it?
I don't have that figure.
From 500 to 800? So we're going from $500 to $800. Is that accurate?
That's what they say, and I'm not sure, sir.
So with that said, knowing that we're not giving any other employees raises at this time, I could only go, I do agree a raise is good, maybe 15%, 20%. If I can offer an amendment, maybe it'll fail, but I would like to offer an amendment at a 15% increase.
All right, so we're going to go from 8. You need to write it down, please. We have an amendment from the $800 to a 15% increase. Can somebody give me the figure on 15? What is it right now? 15 times 5 is what? $75, so it'd be $575, am I correct? Any math teachers out there? Doctor? No, you have to do a lot of math and all that other good stuff to become a doctor? 75?
That's right. 15 times 5 is 75.
Why don't you just, instead of going 15, just go 100? We may go to 600. Make him...
150, we talked about 150. I'm sorry. I mean, in the committee, I think we had talked about going up 150. At the time when we discussed it, I think there was 3 councilmen, parish president was present when we discussed it, along with some of the department heads. I just, you know, it was an open discussion, and we just discussed that it was considering the employees from the rest of the parish, with, you know, fully recognizing what they do, the JPs and the constables, and once again, I'm good friends with them. I just think, and I have talked to them about what my thoughts were, that was a rather large jump. I understand there hasn't been any increase in 30 years or whatever. Shame on the council in the past for maybe not bring it up. But I think it's a little crazy to jump up that kind of a percentage. Some of these were just elected. So, you know, you're going to go from, that's a heck of a jump.
So you saying you want to make it to 650? From 500 to
accept
650?
that. I can live with that. And
All right.
And the constable and the one JP I talked to, we're good with that.
All right.
They were happy.
You writing it down to amend it to 650?
Yes.
You got it? I got to give it to Carleen. Got it written?
Give me a second.
Mr. Lorraine, you want to say something while he's writing it down?
Yeah, I just want to say that $300 a month, as far as I'm concerned, is not a big raise. I think, as he stated, you have some that just got elected, but you have some that's been there a while, and they've been making $500 a month. $300 is a drop in the bucket. I've been sitting in this chair for 34 years, and they haven't gotten a raise. And I think they deserve to get $300 a month. And I don't think you can compare it with your own employees. This is something that they're elected by the people, and they work for the people. And you want to drop it, 150, 100, gentlemen, I personally think it should stay at $300, because they haven't gotten a raise since I've been sitting here, and God knows how long they haven't gotten a raise since I wasn't here. So it's probably more than 34 years. It's probably more 40 or 50 years that they haven't gotten a raise. And we were asked I was asked many a times, I just never did it. Finally, it's done. That's what it was, and I think that's what it should be. When you run for office, you run for office. Whatever the salary is, it is. We get a 2% raise every year, this council. That was voted on by the people for 20 years. But 30% versus 15, come on. $150 is not going to break you.
All right. Mr. Bourgeois.
I agree with Ms. Lorraine, and I'd also like to point out that not only do they do their normal job, but in time of hurricanes, BP oil spill, or what have you, they actually do full-time work, and they don't get an increase in pay. And that's another consideration.
All right. Anybody else?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I put it on separate reason around in different parishes, Assumption, St. James and all, they're getting anywhere from $750 to $850. So I went in between $800.
All right. All right, we're going to vote on the amendment. All in favor, signify by saying aye. The amendment's to 650. All right? All right. Vote on the amendment. All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. Nay. It fails. Well, how many ayes? Just one? All right, so 1, 8. All right, it failed. So now we're going to vote on the ordinance. All in favor of the ordinance, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. So opposite, 8-1. Passes. What's that? 1 second, please. Ms. Carleen has to handle some business. All right, ordinance establishing no parking on both sides of St. Anthony Street, Ward 4, District 6, Racine, Louisiana, Parish of Lafourche, State of Louisiana, starting necessary no parking sign providing for penalties, therefore moved by Councilman Perilou. I need a second. Second by Mr. Otan. You second that? I saw you wave your hand.
Yeah, I'll second.
Second by Mr. Otan. Anyone from the audience? 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Nobody from the audience? Mr. Otan.
Yes. Another one of these situations where I'd like to offer an amendment. This is the discussion I'd like to have. The problem with St. Anthony Street, that's where we're at, right? Yeah. Is that they built this store on the front of the street and people can't turn in or pull out because they're parked right next to the business. I know some of the residents are here. I don't think the objective is to stop parking along the whole street. Christmas time, there are going to be people parked along the streets next to their houses. My question is, could this be amended to only include a couple of 100 feet, the top of the street?
Yep. You
That's,
can put
that's
it-
the objective. So I'd like to offer an amendment. I guess I need to write it. I don't know if there's
They don't have
blocks.
blocks. Put the first 200, put the first, up to the first resident beyond, up to the end of the property of the store. Is that fair?
Yeah, can I ask one of the residents if that's okay?
They shaking their hand.
Mr.
You want us to-
Baudouin?
Would that be, step to the mic, please, sir.
Stuart Baudouin, 501 St. Anthony Street. Yes, sir.
Would it be fair to, up to the first, the end of the property of the, would that be
Yes, sir. At the end of the
sufficient?
property of Sonic,
Yeah.
where their subdivision starts.
Yeah, that way we don't mess with residents if they have family members, or,
Correct.
which I don't think the cops will actually, well, you never know, because people might park there and they park there, so if y'all fair with that,
It's a state law and a parish law. I think the ordinance already in effect that you cannot park on the side of the streets anyway.
Right, okay,
So we just want to enforce the front, but no parking signs.
all right. So, appreciate it,
Okay, thanks.
thank you. We going to the property line, end of the property line? Mr. Perilou?
Yeah, I have a question. I know there's a couple of law enforcement officers here. So from what I'm gathering, Roy, would you mind come up here and address this for me? From what I understand, there's already a state law on the books that prevents parking on the side of this street, or is it residential streets as a whole?
There's Roy Grove, Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office, 200 Canal Street in Thibodeau. There's also a parish ordinance that says any unpaved shoulder, you can't park there. So it's already illegal to do that. That's what we're telling you. But the signs don't hurt either. That's up to you guys if you want to put the signs.
So, but my question is, wouldn't it be an enforcement issue now? Like if someone calls the sheriff's department and says there's a car parked there, but there's no parking sign, I mean, that's...
It's always discretionary, yeah.
Okay.
So just so you know that, yeah, it's because where some people may have a problem with it, they may actually have to do that one time because they're having something going on in their house, and then
Correct.
it's discretionary.
But it wouldn't hurt for us to do like a 200-foot new ordinance with a sign. I mean, would law enforcement be okay with that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Signs don't hurt.
All right, so here's the amendment. Mr. Roy, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you and your deputies. Y'all do a great job. We back the blue. Amendment to number 15, establishing no parking up to the first residence, adding signs. First residence on the side of the business.
South side.
On the south side. Or you can't put south side, because that might actually be facing east the way the buyer turns around. Both sides, on both sides of the street. The first, up to the property, both sides of the streets, on both, up to the end of the property.
There's a residence on the other
Adjacent to
side.
the business.
Adjacent to the business. All right, so that's the amendment. Y'all understand it? Both sides of the property, no parking till the back side of that property. Yeah, everybody's on board. Anybody from the audience want to discuss it? 1 time, 2 times, 3 times? Anybody from the council? Mr. Perilou, you had something else you need to say? All in favor of the amendment, all signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. Passes. 9-0. Now we're going to vote on the ordinance as amended. Anybody want to discuss the ordinance? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. Ordinance passes. 9-0. Ordinance providing for 2016 supplemental appropriation 16-027 within the 2016 operation and maintenance budget and capital budget to deobligate $22,000 from the Sheriff's Office Roof Project 15010 and create a project to purchase Canal Boulevard generator to replace the metal door frame to the electrical room 16027. Authorize the parish president to sign, execute amendments to said transaction provided by Article 6 of the Lafourche Parish Home Rule Charter. Moved by Mr. Grove. Second by Mr. Bourgeois. Any discussion from the audience? 1 time, 2 times, 3 times? Anybody from the council? I got a question. Are we not fixing their roof?
The roof's fixed, and they just move into 22,000 to purchase a generator and replace a metal door frame to do a new project.
Thank you. All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. Passes 9-0. Ordinance providing for 2016 supplemental appropriation 16-026 within the 2016 operation and maintenance budget and capital outlay budget to cover the shortfall in the animal shelter fund to purchase of new kennels and authorize past president to sign and execute amendments to said transaction as provided by Article 6 of the Lafourche Parish Home Rule Charter. Moved by Mr. Otan, second by Mr. Lorraine. Any discussion from the audience, one time, two times, three times? Being none, all in favor? Anybody from the council want to discuss it? Being none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. Passes 9-0. Number 18, ordinance amending ordinance number 5824 and amending the operation and capital budget for the Lafourche Parish Council as well as setting the salaries of unclassified employees as provided by Article 5 of the Lafourche Parish Home Rule Charter and authorize parish president to sign and execute amendments to any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Melvin, second by Mr. Lorraine. Any discussion from the audience, one time, two times, three times? Being none, Ms. Posito.
I don't know if it matters, it's just a misspelling in the title. The word parish is misspelled in the
We'll
the
just
title
put
of
it
the ordinance.
as an error and she'll correct it. Mr. Grove.
I just, so this is COLA raises for Head Start only? And Bo, if you want to explain.
Yeah,
we
what happens...
talked about earlier.
Yes, well, with Head Start, as per a meeting last night, the Head Start, this is coming from a grant, so it's not any parish money, but it has to come through council in order for them to get approved federal funding for this. So there's no money coming out of the parish coffers for this.
Correct. All right. All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. We'll let the record show that Mr. Otan stepped out, so he won't vote at 6:33. So that vote will be 8-0-0-1. Out of room at time of vote. Mr. Otan. Got that for the record. I hope you could hear that good. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Number 19, ordinance amending Chapter 2, Article 2, Section 2-36 of the Lafourche Parish Code of Ordinance to correct the address for the polling location for Ward 6, Precinct 3, Bayou Buff Volunteer Fire Station to further establish the effective date of same and authorizing the parish president to sign and execute amendments to any and all relevant documents. Moved by Councilman Sposito, second by Councilman Grow. Any discussion from the audience, one time, two times, three times? Being none, anybody from the council, all in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. 8-0-0-1, Mr. Otan, not out of room at time. A vote. Number 20, ordinance approving a cash sale between Lafourche Parish Government and RB Transportation LLC and property located Lot M, Veterans Boulevard subdivision of Lot 6, St. Bernard Plantation subdivision, adjacent to Heroes Park in Thibodeau, in the total amount of $169,600. Authorized past president to sign and execute amendments to said cash sale on any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Grow. Any discussion from the audience, one time, two times, three times? Anybody from the council? Mr. Lorraine.
Is that in the city of Thibodeau or not?
No.
That's around Heroes Park?
Yes.
And that's all going to be, these two lots are going to be together connecting Heroes Park?
Right across the street from Heroes Park.
You got it, buddy.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. 9-0, passes. 21, ordinance approving a cash sale between Lafourche Parish Government, Sherry S. Gilliard as trustees of the Stephen L. Gilliard Jr. Revocable Trust of the property located Lot L, Veterans Boulevard subdivision of Lot 6, St. Bernard Plantation subdivision adjacent to Heroes Park in Thibodeau in the total amount $171,000 and authorizing the parish president to sign and execute amendments to said cash sale. Moved by Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Grow. Any discussion from the audience, one time, two times, three times? Being none, anybody from the council, all in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. Passes 9-0. Number 22, ordinance providing for a 2016 supplemental appropriation 16-025 within the 2016 operation maintenance budget and capital budget to adjust for the year-end projections, set up new grants approved, and deobligate complete projects and authorize the president to sign, execute amendments to said transaction provided for Article 6 of the Lafourche Parish Home Rule Charter. Moved by Mr. Lorraine, second by Mr. Perilou. Any discussion from the audience, one time, two times, three times? Being none, anybody from the council? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. It passes 9-0. Proposed ordinance, Mr. Jones, you have the floor, sir.
We have closed.
Oh, I need a close. Any motion to close? Moved by Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Bourgeois. All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. Passes 9-0. We're going to do the proposed ordinance, and we'll take a break, all right?
Proposed ordinance, item 23, proposed ordinance establishing a 15-mile-an-hour speed limit on East 142nd Street, Galliana, Louisiana, Ward 10, District 9, Parish of Lafourche, State of Louisiana, providing for placement of speed limit and watch for children sign, and providing for penalties for violation thereof. Moved by Mr. Lorraine. Item 24, proposed ordinance requesting a no dumping of trash, $500 fine. Signs be posted from the Yankee Canal Bridge, Highway 308, to the Texaco Tanks, Galliano, Louisiana, Ward 10, District 9, Parish of Lafourche, State of Louisiana, providing for a placement of no dumping of trash, $500 fine, and providing for penalties in violation thereof. Moved by Mr. Lorraine. Item 25, proposed ordinance approving attached servitude agreement between James C. Mathern and Judy B. Mathern and the Lafourche Parish Council, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement. Moved by Mr. LaFont. Item 26, proposed ordinance approving the assignment from Apache Corporation to Texas Petroleum Investment Company, TPIC, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer any and all relevant document. Moved by Mr. Lorraine. Item 27, proposed ordinance approving an individual servitude agreement between the Lafourche Parish government and property owners as future identified herein for the acquisition of servitude for Louisiana Highway 308 roadway improvement project, and authorize the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement and any and all relevant document. Moved by Mr. Lorraine. Item 28, proposed ordinance approving an individual servitude agreement between Lafourche Parish government and property owners as future identified herein for the acquisition of servitude for Louisiana Highway 308 roadway improvement project, and authorize the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement and any and all relevant document. Moved by Mr. Lorraine.
Hey, can I say something
Yes.
real quick? What this is, gentlemen, this is, we getting some right-of-ways. This is a project that I've been working on since Gustav and I, 2008. I'm just letting you know to see how long it's taking for this to become a reality from the CBG grant money. We've been working on this since 2008. We finally got all the permits and the right-of-ways, and we're ready to work on it. Sometimes you're not gonna, sometimes some people, you start something and sometimes not even in office when it's done. Unfortunately, I'm one of the lucky ones.
Okay. Item 29.
You only got 12 more years, pal. 15. All right.
Item 29, proposed ordinance approving the individual servitude agreement between Lafourche Parish government and property owners as future identified herein for the acquisition of servitude for the West Side Drainage Improvement Project in the North Lafourche area, and authorizing the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said agreement and any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Grow. Item 30, proposed ordinance approving this, providing for a 2016 supplemental appropriation 16-028 within the 2016 operations and maintenance budget to budget recreation funds that are collected prior to the consolidation of recreational District 1, 2, 8, and 11, and authorize the parish president to sign, execute, and administer said transaction as provided for by Article 6 of the Lafourche Parish Home Rule Charter. Moved by Mr. Otan.
I have a
Mr.
question
Fairley.
about that, sir. So basically, is this like a retroactive ordinance, given the administration the authority to take the recreation funds from the local districts?
I can answer that.
Go ahead.
What this is the step-by-step process that we've taken since the council moved to consolidate recreation. As y'all know, we've been taking it slow to make sure we get it right. This is a step where, as the council is the authority of the funds, we're taking the funds, and in our internal accounting, which is, I know y'all know is Munis, each funding line is going to be separate to each taxing district. And it will be managed as such that all of these monies can only be spent within the boundaries of the taxing districts that these monies are coming from. These are the leftover balances. And you as the council and we as the parish government, we're going to be the stewards and how would you say, like the caretakers, the keepers of the money.
Okay.
This is all done by ordinance.
And also, I'd like to know if, for instance, Recreation District Number 2, Raceland, they collect local millages that can only be spent in that district. Will they be, will those funds be in a separate account that can't be commingled with other districts?
Same as this.
And accounting would be?
This is, if you read it, it's got the collected prior to, because now all the recreation districts they've lost their corporate and political powers, so their advisory boards, the ones that still collect the millages. So this is basically like a housekeeping to separate all their monies. And so now we're where they were prior to October 17th. Next millage year, which was, from January 1, and the taxes that are collected, those will go into those same balances as well.
Okay.
Each individual district.
One final question on this item, Reggie. Raceland, the Raceland district has 3 revenue streams coming in. They have the local millage, they have the parish millage, and they also have a state contribution or whatever you want. I don't know what the state revenue is called, but they get money from the state as well to operate the building. Will those funds be separate as well?
As long as they notified us, because we asked all the districts for all the account numbers, all the banking information, all of that information. If it was given to us, we turned it over to finance, and that's how this came about. So, and even looking forward, if for some reason there was something that didn't happen correctly, which I don't know if there was, we asked them for the information. This is going to be as transparent as it can possibly be.
Will they have visibility on these accounts?
Absolutely. In fact, when we had this small group of administration and councilmen that got together to start slowly going through this transformation process, the one thing that everyone agreed on was we did not want to make any hard changes, go slow, get it right. And the one thing, there's a lot of, like, all of the districts that have millages, as far as the foreseeable future, until the advisory board gets kicked in and they come to y'all with maybe some other vision of what these districts should be, we're going to keep everything in place. The advisory boards, the boards are now advisory boards, the bookkeepers, what you call the directors, all of that will be a slow process as the 9-member board starts to transform into what they will become, and then slowly they will be bringing things to the council.
Okay, well, thank you for that clarification. And if I may, one more quick question about this whole scenario. I know there's some concerns at like the local level about procurement processes and things like that. I was at one of the meetings last night, and they were concerned that, okay, what if I need a $10 item? Do I have to go ahead and do a purchase order? Is it possible that we, through finance or whoever we need to do this, would it be possible to set up a P-card situation for each recreation district to have autonomy over a certain amount of dollars?
Not according to what was passed, because we've had meetings, more than one meeting, about this process.
Sure.
And, at the beginning, all the POs stacked up as we started, paying the bills forward. What we decided to do was the bills were paid by the parish, and this is the first step into getting reimbursed. For all of these bills that were paid, everything we told everything that needed to be paid, send them to recreation, and we're paying everything as we get it. But moving forward, as far as via ordinance, advisory boards, anything having to do with finance has to come from you guys. So basically, like when they're gonna go to Jennifer, who's the recreation manager with POs, she's gonna be handling all of that through Munis, through their individual accounts. So there's a checks and balances in all of this.
Sir, and I appreciate that. I think it's a good idea, but at the same time, it's I think it would streamline things if the local offices would have some type of purchasing power for like I said, small items. I mean, if something happens, if they need ink pens, pencils or something, you know, they can go to Office Depot and buy a pack, you know.
If anything can change other than what the council passed, I can ask for an opinion on how to do that, but as far as it is now.
Okay, I'd like
I
to
can find out
research that a
I can
little
do
bit,
that.
you know, and just kind of give them something to hold on to that they can use at the spur of the moment for.
Well, here's where you get
emergency.
the challenge. You only have 4 of those boards left.
And 3 after the end of the year?
Yeah, but there's directors.
Well,
I'm not talking about giving a credit card to the board.
The director can call Jennifer anytime they want, because they're a parish employee. Jennifer could give them authority to go buy pencils or ink pens at $10 anytime she wants.
You see, Councilman, like Reg District, which was Reg District 3, which was the 10th Ward, there's no transition for them because that's how they've been doing business. Like Heroes is the same thing, you know, and 3, 4, and 5. They've been doing business like this when they needed something.
Through the recreation
They
manager.
went to Jennifer, and Jennifer took care of all of that.
There's a room for improvement in every area, though. I think that would be a good thing to research and see if maybe we can make that happen at the
I can find out
director
for
level at each facility.
I'll get with the DA's office and see what kind of, like, to see where this stands.
Okay.
And get back with you.
I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
problem.
Back to you, Mr. Chairman.
We finished with the proposed? All right, we're going to take a little 10-minute recess. 5-minute recess. No, we're going to go 7. 7-minute recess. All right, back in session. Fake Santa Claus, sit down, please. Daniel, you're about as old as Santa Claus, though. I got to give you that. Okay. Back in business. Resolution requesting Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development, LADOTD, to address the walkways on the south side of the Golden Meadow Lift Bridge, Golden Meadow, Louisiana, Ward 10, District 9, Parish of Lafourche, State of Louisiana, moved by Mr. Lorraine, second by Mr. Perilou. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. Passes 9-0. 32, resolution requesting the Lafourche Parish District Attorney to investigate the possible criminal activity associated with the manner in which random drug screening for the parish has been handled by the administration. Moved by Mr. Jones, second by Councilwoman Sposito. Any discussion with the council?
Yeah, I have a question.
Go ahead, sir.
Basically, it looks like this one and the next two are asking the DA's office to investigate. I'm just worried. I mean, I'm not worried about doing this. My question is, would this be basically just asking them for an opinion on whether wrongdoing was done?
Mr. Jones?
Yes, that's it, Mr. Perilou.
So, okay, so, yeah, the word investigate's a little strong for me, but I totally can get behind an opinion. I mean, it happens all the time. So, all right, thanks.
All right, Mr. Bourgeois.
I'm going with the investigate or the question. I believe, according to the charter, that the district attorney is also Mr. Cantrell's lawyer, which I think would be a conflict of interest. Wouldn't the sheriff's office be the investigating body?
We're just going for opinion. The sheriff department, I guess, the district attorney work together.
No, there's been actual other district attorneys. They had it in St. Charles Parish with the district attorney there pressed charges against parish president there also. Whatever. So they'll investigate whatever they do. Mr. Lorraine.
Yeah, wasn't this solved through civil service? Or is this another case or something, or what?
I don't think.
What was solved?
Somebody failing a drug test or whatever?
Oh, wow. Due to the nature of what went on, I don't think we should discuss it and send it straight to the district attorney.
Yeah, well, you know, I think you got, if you look at all 3 of them, you got some strong accusations over here. And I mean, I think you're putting the council on the spot. I think you're putting the district attorney on the spot. I mean, unless you can tell us what are we voting on? What happened?
Mr. Lorraine, due to the nature of the content that went on, to do a thorough investigation, we turn it over to the district attorney.
Mike.
First of all, the district attorney is the attorney for the council and the attorney for the parish president. So how can he make a decision?
Well, then the district attorney would proceed and turn it over to someone else.
I just think it's some strong accusations, and I don't know.
All right. Mr. Grove?
I'd like to go in executive session to discuss it.
Can't go
if
in
we can.
executive session, not advertised.
It's just tough to vote on something when it's broad, not knowing what we actually talking about. Possible criminal activity, manner of random drug screens. Is it one drug screen? Is it the way that all of them are handled? And why do we need a vote on it? Why can't we just go to the DA?
The procedures of the district attorney, if the council requested an opinion, we have to do it in the resolution form.
All right.
That's been for years.
Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Nays, raise your hand. Daniel, Otan, Bourgeois, Grow. Passes 5-4. 33, resolution request, is I'm on 33 yet? Resolution requesting the Lafourche Parish District Attorney to investigate the possible malfeasance of the office of the Parish President regarding bribery. Moved by Mr. Jones, second by Councilwoman Sposito. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed say nay.
Nay.
Nays, raise your hand. Same 5-4, it passes. 34, resolution requesting Lafourche Parish District Attorney to investigate the possible extortion of the current Parish President regarding bribery. Mr. Jones moves, second. Councilwoman Sposito. Any discussion?
Yes, I had discussion for the last two. You didn't call on me.
Oh, I'm sorry,
But
sir.
it's more on the lines of, if nothing's wrong, and I think that the government, the parish president's been transparent, so hopefully nothing's wrong. But I still don't agree the way the verbiage is in this. Also on 34, it says the possible extortion of the parish president. Is he being extorted? Or does that mean, I assume you wanted to read possible extortion by the current parish president?
As Mr. Jones is,
The way it reads.
yeah, I don't think it really makes a difference of or the by. You want to amend it?
I think this is a total
All right.
disgrace.
Ms. Perlew.
Yeah, I just want to reemphasize what I said earlier. If we're asking opinions on whether or not a law was broken, I think we owe that to the citizens to find out, okay? I'm not on a witch hunt by voting this up. I'm just stating the fact, like whenever you have a question, you ask for a DA's opinion, I'm approaching this the same exact way. It says investigate, well, he's going to give you an opinion if he looks at it. So I just want to strenuously let you know, everyone know, that I'm not witch hunting anybody. If there's anything that was done illegally or something, I want to know about it for sure, because I don't know all the details on these three. But at the same time, we owe the taxpayers of Lafourche Parish answers if there's any questions.
Correct. All right. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed say nay. Raise your hands, please. Same 4. Passes 5-4. 35, resolution reappointing one member to Lafourche Parish Animal Shelter Advisory Board. Councilwoman Sposito.
I nominate Lynette Abear.
Got a nomination from Ms. Sposito for Lynette Abear, second by Mr. Lorraine. Any discussion from the council? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. 9-0, Ms. Abear is appointed. 36, resolution reappointing one member to Lafourche Parish Animal Shelter Advisory Board. Mr. Grove.
Dr. Eugene Dial.
Dr. Eugene Dial. Need a second by Mr. Bourgeois. Any discussion? He already seconded. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. 9-0, Mr. Eugene Dial is appointed. Resolution reappointing one member to the Lafourche Parish Communication District Board, Mr. Lorraine.
Yep, one member, well, he's on the board and his term expired, but he's the only applicant that reapplied. That's Chief Reggie Petrie of Golden Meadow, the town marshal.
Got Mr. Petrie, I need a second. Mr. Bourgeois, second. Any discussion from the council? Being none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Passes. Mr. Petrie is appointed. Resolution.
Mr. Chairman, I need to deviate from the agenda and go to number 39 first.
Number 39, okay.
And then 38.
I need a motion to deviate. Motion by Lucy, second by Councilman Grohl. All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. 9-0, we're deviating. Going to 39, resolution rescinding resolution number 16-407 that appointed one member to the Fire Protection District Board, number 8C Board, moved by Councilman Esposito, second by Councilman Grohl. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. Passes 9-0. Motion by Councilman Esposito to go back to regular agenda, second by Mr. Jones. All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. Passes back to resolution number 38, resolution appointing one member to the Fire Protection District number 8C Board. Councilwoman Esposito.
I nominate Mr. Farron Molisol.
We got Mr. Farron Molisol. Need a second. Second by Mr. Perilou. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. Passes 9-0. Number 40, resolution appointing one commissioner to represent the city of Thibodaux on the Lafourche Parish Tourist Commission Board. Mr. Grohl.
I nominate Mrs. Marguerite Irwin.
We got a nomination, Ms. Marguerite Irwin. I need a second. A second by Mr. Melvin. Sorry, sir. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. Passes 9-0. 41, resolution approving the intergovernmental agreement between the Lafourche Parish Government, Lafourche Parish Sheriff, Lafourche Parish Clerk Court, and the 17th Judicial District Court for the security of the courthouse and the courthouse annex in Thibodaux, Louisiana, authorized Parish President to sign, execute, Mr. Said agreement, any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Grove, second by Councilwoman Esposito. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. Passes 9-0. Resolution accepting the low quote of Randy Landry Construction LLC in the amount of $17,900 for the concrete work at Heroes Park and authorized the Parish President to sign, execute, and in agreement, any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Grove. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. 9-0 passes. Resolution approving balancing change order number 2 from the GeoPave LLC in the project entitled Laurel Valley Road Improvements, defect repairs to the balance at the actual quantities and authorizing the Parish President to sign, execute, and to said change order and any all relevant. Moved by Mr. Melvin, second by Mr. Perilou. Any discussion? Go ahead, Ms. Esposito.
James, let me see if I'm reading this correctly. There were defective repairs, yet the contractor got to correct the repairs and then bill CDBG again?
All we did is adjust some quantities. He come out there and repaired them, and there was just a little bit of money left in the fund. So we paid for some of the material, but we still wound up with money coming back to us.
What I'm asking is, did he get to bill us or CDBG, same difference, to correct his errors?
No, not 100%, no. No.
60%? 50%? What?
I'm going to say 80-20.
So what we're looking at here is they did a job for us.
Correct.
It didn't work.
Correct.
They came back and repaired and we paid them some more money again?
Well, just 20% of the materials because we had to make the patches wider in the road. So it was only 20%. We increased the width of where we could put it in with a paver.
So because of their mess up, it's costing us extra money.
There's a representative, Mr. Hebert.
Go ahead, sir.
Torrey Hebert, 627 Jackson Street, Thibodaux. The patches were originally done and they weren't smooth enough. So we spoke with the contractor, we met with the parish, and...
I'm sorry, who you with?
I'm with Leonard Chauvin's office.
Oh, you with the engineer?
Yes,
all right.
So we looked at it with James, and the patches were 4 foot wide. They couldn't use equipment that they needed to get the patches how we wanted them. So we had them go back and make them 8-foot wide, so they were twice as wide. And we did a quantity takeoff and everything, and basically, we didn't pay extra money for the patches. We actually made them wider.
We paid extra money. We ended up paying extra money because that extra 4 feet really wasn't damaged. Correct?
The extra 4 feet wasn't damaged, but we did it to make sure that the patches were smooth.
All right. Any questions? Reggie, you got your light on that?
Once this vote is over, if you don't mind, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. All right, anybody got questions? I just don't like the fact that we having to pay for something that they're responsible for. It's like if I build a house and I got, so they do it and 2 foot of the wall's not right and they're gonna tear it down 4 foot and I gotta pay 20% because of their screw up. I wouldn't pay it at my house, so I'm not gonna vote for it here either.
Well, I think it was mostly a situation where the 4-foot patch, it wasn't wide enough for the patch should have been originally called out to be 8-foot wide. They had to use different equipment to get it.
So that was an error in design, you're saying?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, James, do you have anything to say on that? I mean, a 4-foot patch is typical. You see patches that aren't necessarily, the best, but we got them better, I guess you could say, at 8-foot wide.
I'm just curious because my street, they just patched in front and down my street cement, and they did a patch about this wide. And so I don't know why we couldn't do a patch the size, whatever.
You can, really what it amounts to is the design was 4 foot wide because that was the failure, okay? They couldn't use a machine and the quality of the work was not there. So we had to actually make it a little bit wider for them to use a paver. And that's different between concrete and asphalt. So we had to give a little bit to get a much better product.
All right. Mr. Melvin?
Yeah, yes, I'm sponsoring this for administration, but I've seen this. I remember it's a recurring from another time. But again, I'm not an engineer, but what confuses me is, sometimes, look, we're all human. There's some miscalculations, but I just kind of see that often. And, at least as a new councilman, more often than I'd like. So I don't know who calculates or what calculates or, somewheres, but, I mean, I'd like to not have to repay or get it right the first time, so to speak.
Yeah, I understand.
Mr. Grove?
Bo, I believe you were at this meeting with me. This was before we were councilmen. So at the end of last year, y'all voted on fixing something for this road. I assume this is at the entrance of the road?
Yeah, yes.
So it was failing because of structure or
Well, it was all on one side of the road, and it was the side of the road that basically, whenever they were redoing the road, the trucks coming in had all their material in it. So basically, I think it had something to do with heavy traffic on that side of the road. It was all in one lane.
And was that, this patch, was that the second time it's patched, or was it more than that? It's, because I remember when they were voting on it last year that it wasn't the first time it was addressed, and this is a fairly new road, which is highly traveled on, this a lot more than Lafourche Street. But so I understand, it does have a lot of traffic, but this was probably the third patch from what I recall.
To be honest, I'm not sure. I haven't been at Leonard Chauvin's office
Yes.
that long, maybe James.
Yes, you are correct. The road actually should have been dealt with the last administration. Yes, there was a flaw. All the base patching was not done, and all the heavy loads coming in on one side of the road, it should have been better managed from the contractor standpoint of view. And actually, the DPW director at that time told them just leave it alone, let's see what it does. So over a period of time,
Speak
the
into the
cracks
mic,
got...
please, Mr. Grove.
Yeah, this was before us, so so in 8 months, approximately 8 months, that last fix didn't work.
Right.
You feel confident that this will?
It definitely made the road ride smoother, and they did do quality work this time.
All right, any more questions? All in favor, thank you, sir, appreciate it. Merry Christmas. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Nay. 8, 1. I don't like change orders. Don't like repair work. All right, resolution approving amendment number 1 to the contract between Lafourche Parish Government and Stat Waste Stream Service Incorporated for the contract service necessary for installation, operation, maintenance, permitting, and analytical testing of the parish-owned and operated bridges, buildings, and community wastewater treatment facilities, and authorized parish president to sign and execute amendment to said amendment, any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Perilou. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. Passes 9-0. Resolution approving change order number 1 from W.J. Blocher Company LLC to increase the contract price and add additional days for the contract service related to street lights, maintenance, and repair, and authorizing parish president to sign and execute amendments to said change order and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Lorraine, second by Mr. Bourgeois. Any discussion? What's going on here that we have to?
I'll explain it. What it is this company that does this on the repairs for lights, and they were the only ones that submitted a proposal, so it's just a continuation. That's the amount, 167,077. So they're not going to spend more than that. This year, I don't know if they even reached that. So you're just renewing it for another year at that price.
But I believe I
Is that
saw
right,
something
Jerome?
that we're going to start trying to put LED lights, right? Start saving some money. I did see an email from the parish about that in the future from Energy.
Did I explain that right, Jerome?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Passes 9-0. Resolution approving attached basic cooperative endeavor agreement to be tailored individually to each participating senior citizen center for the purpose of containing information of Lafourche on the MOVE program. Authorized parish president to sign, execute, administer said agreement, any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Lorraine, since he's going to be using that service here shortly. Second by Councilwoman Esposito.
But I'll walk.
I'm messing with you, Daniel. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. It passes 9-0. Resolution approving balance and change order number 4 from Beverly Construction LLC for the Lockport Company Canal South Bank levee lift for a decrease in the current price of $4,760.17 and add 5 additional days to the contract time. And authorize parish president to sign and execute amendments to said change order and any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Otan, second by Mr. Perilou. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Passes 9-0. Resolution approving agreement between Lafourche Parish Government owner and Burke Klein Peter Incorporated engineer for the engineering service for drainage improvement and race, and authorized parish president to sign and execute amendments to said agreement and any and all relevant documents. Moved by Councilman Perilou, second by Councilman Melvin. Any discussion? Lorraine?
Yeah, I see that it's a few streets for drainage. All I want to know is where's that fund, 15020? Where's that coming from?
It was in a fund that was in, excuse me, capital outlay project fund that was set aside for strictly the Raceland area.
But the funding is there for that?
Yes.
Because we were kind of halted, we didn't quite have enough on our end.
No.
You say it's coming out of capital outlay?
The $300,000 for this project was in the budget last year,
Okay.
and we just rolled it over.
You just rolled it up? Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes, there's no
Thank you,
extra,
man.
no extra money.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Passes 9-0. Resolution approving the corporate endeavor agreement between the Greater Lafourche Port Commission and Lafourche Parish Government to provide funding for construction of ADA compliant fishing pier at the Leeville Boat Launch. Authorized parish president to sign, execute, and administer an agreement, any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Lorraine, second by Mr. Bourgeois. Any discussion? Lorraine, go ahead.
Yes, the Greater Lafourche Port Commission is going to put up $166,000. I think they're going to present that at their meeting tomorrow to the parish for the project. And I want to thank them.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Passes 9-0. Resolution appointing one member to Recreation District Number 11 Advisory Board, Mr. Bourgeois.
I recommend for appointment Mr. Daniel LeCount.
Got a motion from Mr. Daniel LeCount. Mr. Lorraine, second. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Second, Lorraine. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. 9-0, it passes. Number 50. 51, resolution reappointing one member to Lafourche Parish Animal Shelter Advisory Board, Mr. Jones.
This time I'd like to reappoint Mr. Richmond Boyd.
All right, reappoint Mr. Richmond Boyd. I got a question, though. I don't think he makes too many meetings to that board.
I don't know, two of the board members called me to support him and reappoint him, so
Okay,
they didn't tell me about missing meetings.
all right. I need a motion. He motioned, I need a second. Second by Mr. Perilou. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. Passes 9-0. 52, resolution accepting low bid from Thomas E. Construction, Inc. in the amount of $449,823.09 for the construction of the Fishing Pier Leeville boat launch and authorize the parish president to sign and execute a management agreement in all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Lorraine. Second by Mr. Bourgeois. Any discussion? What you said? You're gonna abstain? All right. You got a reason why you're abstaining? I think it,
We
don't
ain't
you
gonna
really
let
say
him
we have to
fish.
start saying why you're abstaining? We should say why we're abstaining.
I'm abstaining because my relative owns a company and I have prior business dealings with him.
Okay, thank you. With who, the boat launch? Oh, Thomasy, okay, all right. Mr. Lorraine,
Yes, it took a long time, but between the parish putting up 266, the port putting up 166, and the tourist commission 42. So we should have something getting started pretty soon over there.
all right.
And I'm gonna thank you before, but I appreciate it.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Lorraine. All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. Merry Christmas. You got it. One abstain. 8-0-1. And one, and abstaining is Mr. Melvin. 53, resolution approving amendment number 2, program year 10/1/2015, 9/30/2017, the Louisiana Housing Corporation Program 2015-2017, Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, LAHEAP contract, and authorized president to sign, execute, and minister said amendment, any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Perilou. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. It passes 9-0. Resolution approving Louisiana Housing Corporation Low Income Home Energy, that's the one, no, it's another one. Energy Assistance Program, LAHEAP contract, program year 10/1/2016, 9/30/2018, authorized past president to sign, execute, and administer said amendment in all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Perilou. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. It passes 9-0. Resolution approving amendment
Mr.
number
Chairman,
1.
I'd like to defer them item 55 and 56 to the
right.
next one after the advisory board meet.
So you just want to defer it until further notice?
Deferred until second meeting
Second meeting in January?
yeah. Thank you.
All right, so we're going to defer 55 and 56 to the second meeting in January, which is?
January 24th.
January 24th. We're on to item 57, resolution amending resolution number 16-046 and approve the hiring of an attorney and/or their law firm when necessary to perform any and all legal defense service for Lafourche Parish government and to provide compensation in accordance with the Louisiana Attorney General's fee schedule and authorize the parish president to sign, execute, and minister any and all relevant documents. Moved by Mr. Jones. Second by Mr. Lorraine. Any discussion? Being none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. It passes 9-0. Questions for the administration? You
When
want?
do we do the, from the floor to ask about the Dollar General?
Oh, let's do that now.
Okay.
You got it written down?
I don't have it written down, but.
You got to write it. Everything's got to be handwritten from the floor.
Let's see.
Here, give him one of those papers, 'cause
Oh, there you go.
glad you remembered that. Wait a second. Let him finish this. Let's finish this amendment, then we'll do it.
Requesting opinion of district attorney for delaying.
The legality of delaying permits or stopping permits. I put delaying or denying permits.
Based on.
Residential concerns.
Okay, residential. finger.
You want me to read it? All right.
Resolution requesting the Lafourche Parish District Attorney to render an opinion on legality in delaying permits based on residential concerns.
I put delaying or denying. That way we don't have to go back for another
Delaying or
opinion.
denying.
Can you add
Or
denying?
denying.
Don't you agree? All right. Mr. Lorraine?
Yeah, I just want to ask politely, before we adjourn, I need to say something,
All right.
real quick.
We got a few seconds. Hold on a second. We'll do that after. All right. So we got amendment from the floor by Mr. Bourgeois, second by Mr. Melvin. Any discussion? You read it. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Passes 9-0. Mr. Jeffrey, can you come back up now that you brought us the paperwork? A councilman has a question for you, please, sir. Come on, Jeffrey. Please state your name and address for the record.
Always free.
You forgot your name?
No, I need to remember the Matthews address. We're just going to go 404
I'm
St.
messing
Philip
with
Street
him,
in Thibodaux, Louisiana.
All right.
Hey, Jeff, I have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
I appreciate your presentation and stuff and what you guys are doing to advance the parish. My question is, is there anything in the pipeline that can advance Bayou Lafourche as a focal tourism point, the use of Bayou Lafourche?
That was one of obviously the biggest things that came out of our public meetings. We created an extensive, really good plan. It focused on the Matthews, Raceland, Lockport area, but it was made so it could be templated across the parish. It's the Bayou Lafourche Monster Trail study, and it's online if you want to go, if you haven't looked at it yet, but I would advise you to go look at it because it is a nice opening into what the possibilities are. At this point, we're trying to go after grant funding for various projects. Some of the bigger ones are, we're trying to find one project that's going to make a big bang and whatnot. And the government center, and which would be along LA1, and the visitor center are two areas that are low-hanging fruits that we've been trying to apply for grants and get some matching funds there to get those things going.
Okay. Has there been any discussion or anyone brought the idea forward to make like a Bayou Lafourche water taxi? I think it would be cool for like people that come here for tourism reasons to be able to get on I don't know, a ferry boat or something like that in Thibodaux and ride all the way through the bayou, and different companies can sponsor like docks and stuff on the way if they want to stop and shop and stuff like that. I know it would be a huge undertaking, but is something like that, I mean, a vision for something like that, is that possible to like kind of put in motion as far as trying to get some cost?
I'm a visionary, so I always think that something like that is, especially would encourage a private company and whatnot. I think that is definitely on the, is definitely could be worked out. One of the biggest things that we did when we did the plan was it's simple access to the bayou is just lacking, and so if you get a simple floating dock and just a way to access that floating dock, you automatically open up a course for just even kayakers and canoers just to get in the bayou, because that was really one of the biggest lacking things. And we automatically have the trail, like lots of communities that go out and have to like create better navigation in their water bodies and whatnot. We have it right there. We just need people to have access to that point. So I know that's also one of the low-hanging fruits, is to get those docks along the bayou. So
okay,
definitely. But I would go online, and there's actually two different plans. One was done post-Katrina for certain sites, all the way from the coast all the way up to Donaldsonville, actually, and then the one that we just did focused on the bayou here in Lafourche. So
okay, appreciate you, man.
All right. Questions for the administrator? Thank you, Jeffrey. Appreciate you. Merry Christmas, man. You did a great job. But hey, let's try to develop that down the bayou too. We got the biggest part of the bayou. It's wider. We got way more docks. Got a nice fishing pier now. Yep, all right. Mr. Lorraine, you had something you want to say real quick?
Yes, I just want to say real quick that when some of these reporters are writing articles, they write the best they can. A lot of times they get edited.
Oh, I know,
So don't blame the reporter, but also I want to congratulate Emma for staying here. She's going on to Baton Rouge, to bigger things, I think, to the Advocate. So she's not going to be working for the Commodore, she's going higher up. And I want to wish her luck. Okay?
All right. Just want to let you know, I said the newspapers don't report. And 9 out of 10 times when they write, the editors edit it and put their own words. I've seen it. But you guys, thank y'all for sticking.
Okay, Santa.
All right. Mr. Bourgeois.
I just want to congratulate Emma as well. She's done an outstanding job, and I thought she's reported very accurately. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Emma. Merry Christmas. She's going to report on crime in Baton Rouge. You'll have your hands full. Questions for the administration? None. Council reports? None. Discussion regarding dispensing with the 2027, December 27, 2016, Lafourche Parish meeting. Y'all want to not have it? Y'all want to have it? Y'all want to have another meeting in December? We'll go with January? All right, so we're not going to have, we got to vote on it? All right. Motion by Mr. Jones not to have the second meeting, second by Mr. Lorraine. Any discussion? All in favor of not having the second meeting, signify by saying aye. All opposed, say nay. It passes 9-0, so we don't have a meeting.
January 10th.
January 10th, first meeting. Discussion regarding, we did that, adjournment. Need somebody move. Move by Lorraine, second by Bourgeois. All in favor, signify to adjourn. Second, please say yay. And those say nay. All right, Merry Christmas. Meeting adjourned at 7:35.